My name is Keeley Bennett and I am 39 years old and I am co-founder of Parents Voice.
My name's Kelly Reid. I am also 39 years old and I am the youth coordinator at the Crib Youth Social Inclusion Project, and I'm co-founder alongside Keeley Bennett.
So I grew up in Hackney, Stoke Newton, and it was cool. I went to boarding school because I was quite naughty. But where I grew up was cool. We hung out on the streets, it was cool.
Same here. So I was brought up in Stoke Newington. I was brought up just on the estate that we're on, but we're doing the filming here now. So I was born up in Stoke Newington, and that was when I first met Keeley, when we were kids, hanging out, playing in the streets, when you didn't have to go in until the lights came on. So when the lamp came on, that was it, home, and you'd hear everyone's mum bellowing their name from their door, so yeah. Well, it's really weird because we met when we were babies, so we were really small. So we don't remember that much, just like clip it, and then obviously information that we hear from other people, well, the adults, that they'll tell us about when we were younger and what we were like. And then we didn't see each other for years and years and years, and then when we met, it was like we'd never been apart.
So Kelly's mum used to look after me with a friend of my mum's when I was a baby, so maybe up to 2, 3, 4, something like that. And then I never knew Kelly after that and didn't see her mum again, didn't remember her mum. But I always used to see Kelly and have this weird familiarity. I knew I didn't know her, but I would feel that I knew her and would keep putting her face on somebody else that I used to know when I was younger, but never being sure.
Trying to piece it,
And then my partner is Kelly's cousin, and through Parents Voice, through my partner, we've met up and formed Parents Voice. So we're now getting to know each other. So if we were being really honest, in the office, I'm known as the black one and she's known as the white one.
Oh my God, I can't believe you even went there.
Because I'm like the rebel pro-black and Kelly is more refined, gentrified, integrated.
Okay, she's said it nicely. So
but we totally complement each other because we're very opposite. Right. We're both trying to get to the same place. We've just gone on a different journey to get there.
I think that we bounce nicely like that because we don't always agree on stuff. However, we're true believers that, you know, Keeley will teach me something and I'll teach Keeley something. And the joys of being mixed race is that we can have both sides of the coin at all times. Yeah, I think that Keeley in the office, no, really. No, so Keeley in the office is very organised and she is pro-black. So we do have quite a few debates about it.
Now that we're I've never regarded myself as mixed race. Yeah. And so when you say it, I don't know how I feel about that because neither of my parent is white.
Yeah, that's true, yes.
But because I fit into that whole, but I am mixed race. We're all mixed race, whether you've got a white parent or a black parent. You could have one Jamaican and the other one Nigerian, mixed race. But I've never referred to myself as mixed race. That's where the pro-black thing comes in. But when you say it, I don't correct you until today. I don't mind it. No, I don't mind
this is what it's like in the office. Keeley's very good. I tell you what she does. She's very good at making you feel good, if that makes sense. She might not know it. No, she might not know it. But we'll do stuff some days, and she'll kind of send you a really nice old text, you know, saying, "Oh, just nice stuff." Yeah. So I think that's one of your qualities, and she's a great mum.
It's good to have a friend that challenges you, and it's also good to have a friend that you can aspire to. So maybe there's something that friend does that you want to be like that. And when I do spend days around Kelly in her own setting, whether it's the crib or in the office, I do think, I want to be like that. I want to send all them emails that quick and answer everyone back and do monitoring forms and stuff like that.
Don't worry, Keeley, you will be doing it.
She keeps me aspiring for more. So I go home and I analyse it and I think, I learned something.
And that is exactly what I was talking about when I was saying about the text.
Yeah.
So that's the kind of stuff.
That's me thanking you kind of thing. Yeah.
Which is lovely. Yeah. And Keeley does teach me an awful lot. I mean, my background on Black history has improved immensely. No, the truth is the truth. I've learned an awful lot of stuff that I didn't know because I suppose when I say mixed race, I try to always keep myself on that balance. Keeley would say gentrified, but
on that fence.
yeah, on the fence. Tried to stay on the fence quite a lot, and I'm kind of like that anyway. Tried to stay on the fence and stuff, but yeah, Keeley will kind of drag you in and be like, right, we'll look at it from this aspect, and I think that's definitely a quality that she's got. In regards to going from kind of friends to sisters, I think a lot of that is knowing that you've got somebody that you can call up.
Yeah.
So if you're having a bad day, you know, having that person that you can call up, or having somebody, Keely's gonna laugh at this, that you can kind of have your moan to.
Yes.
And then you can just put the moan to the back,
yeah,
and then just get on with just being, rather than, whereas I think sometimes in friendships, you can kind of have arguments or don't agree with the other person, and then it doesn't go no further than that. You kind of hold malice, whereas I think when you get to that sister level, there is no, you just get on with it.
And you've got to be critiqued, and you've got to hear stuff that you don't like, and if you
then
love
move on.
each other like sisters, then you work
take it
out
as
and
empowerment.
you move on. Yeah. None of us are perfect. What brings us together? I think what brings us together is Parents' Voice, because that's how we know each other, through creating Parents' Voice. And then all the other bits coming after. Yeah. I mean, we've only been doing this, 2 years? Just almost 2 years?
Yeah, a year and a half.
So we've got more years to come of different stuff, but I definitely think it's Parents' Voice.
Right, so Parents' Voice is an organisation that we set up to help empower parents. So we help empower parents to the risks of the increased risks. I must say increased risks. I always say the risks, but it's the increased risks of youth culture. And just making them aware of it. So when we have a session, we have a group of parents that will come down. We'll all talk about our fears in regards to having teenagers and the transition period and how much they change. And then we will help them understand kind of those safeguarding elements that you need to look out for before things get to the next level. So yeah, it's kind of helping you as parents have a better understanding, because Keeley and I have worked with young people for a very long time, and we were all so young, and I think a lot of parents forget that sometimes.
And we're parents.
Yeah, and we're parents.
So Parents' Voice was conceived. Parents' Voice was conceived after a community meeting that was held after another young person had been killed in 2015. And we had a meeting with community members and youth leaders and even ex-gang members. And out of it came this idea to include parents, because we felt that parents were often the first to be blamed for their child's behaviour, whether good or bad, and that they're the ones that are not educated or empowered about the risks. As you would say, foster parents are trained, and young people are even trained.
Yeah, young people have a lot more training than their parents.
But there's no training for parents.
You know, parents kind of put your all, well, this is what parents should be doing, you know. We talk about investing.
They're putting their all in.
You talk about investing, so investing in property and investing in this and investing in that. For me, it's investing in my kids. You know, that's what's important. And I think that's what's scary, is that a lot of parents do invest in their kids, you know, and you just don't know what's going to happen.
I do wake up sometimes and think, what's the point? We're not going to change this. Nothing's, you know, this stuff's been going on for a long time. There's bigger factors involved in this, but I've come to accept that I'm just one of the pieces. It starts with one person and it adds to another person, another person, another person. And I'm just one of those pieces. Parents' Voice is just one of those tiny pieces that if one parent picks up one of those books or has a conversation or comes to our session or looks on the app and is able to spot the signs early of their child going down the road wrong, and then we meet them in 3-4 years time and their son or their daughter's doing really well, I'm going to be happy about that. Personalities, I think, getting to know each other's personalities. So now I'm really in tune with Kelly's moods, with Kelly's the ebbs and flows of Keeley and Kelly.
Oh my God, I remember one time she came into the office and she walked in. And it was too quiet in the office, So she's come in and thinking that we're being funny. So she's come in, she's like, oh well, you know, and she's walked back out. So when she's come back in, I just made a joke and I was like, Key, look, you know, we're just working today. We're sitting. But then we spoke about it, and I think that's what's important.
That's the sister thing, because certain friends wouldn't notice that. I didn't say anything. And it wasn't that. I just thought, I can't work in this environment. It's too quiet. Because they were actually doing work. When usually, and then there's been times I've come in and been quiet, and then you're like, I I'm just so quiet. Where's your laughy funny?
Yeah.
So I think it's getting to know each other. And when you're friends, maybe you wouldn't, be able to feed off of each other. It's that auras, it's that energy thing as well, isn't it?
Yeah,
so that's why I didn't say anything, but she knew what I was thinking.
I've always been envious of Keeley's hair. And that's from a very young age.
That's her mum.
Yeah, as you can see, my ponytail isn't very long. Also, I have to relax my hair.
I think family, because I come from a very small family, a dysfunctional family. And when I look at people like Kelly and my partner who come from big families, every Sunday going to the Nan's for dinner, sometimes I think of her, if she's gone out the night before and then it's a Sunday, sometimes when I'm doing my own dinner for my family, I'll think of her and think, she's going to her Nan's.
Yeah, she's cow hasn't got to cook dinner.
Yeah, she's lucky that's the kind of Nan I want to be. So I think if there's anything envious, it would be that family unit that they have, I think you're very competitive.
Do you think?
Yeah, I'm slyly competitive. I'll go on like
one
I'm
minute. So Keeley said, I think you're very competitive.
I'm going to win.
I would have said that I think Keeley's very competitive. So however, even though you're saying you slyly, it's out there. Like she said, I can read her.
We're competitive,
yeah, but competitive is good. So let me just beat her at Connect 4. Right. I'm going to have to go in the middle.
And you can quickly work out what kind of player someone is.
I don't know. I mean, we haven't betrayed each other. If we have, we've kept it quite secret.
I'm not telling you.
Yeah. And betrayal, yeah. I mean, in regards to betraying each other, I don't...
No, we don't like the same men. So that's never going to happen.
No, that's never going
to happen. Not that I'm that sort of girl
I mean,
anyway.
Even if we're going to go on the men thing, I think if that's the ultimate betrayal.
Yeah,
I think if your friend sleeps with somebody that, even if you're not in a relationship with that person, but you really like them, and your friend moves in, that's serious. I mean, do you think?
Yeah, of course. I've never experienced that before. I've never really. Don't try it. Trying to take my eye off it, Emeka.
Yeah. So no, I don't. I think betrayal's quite deep. I think you can't. There's a lot of stuff you can come back from as sisters, but I think messing with your sister's man is not good.
I think there's other kinds of betrayal because I've got a sister and I would say that she betrayed me, but she doesn't know any better. But I have decided that I'm just going to cut it off because I don't see how you can come back from it. It's not sleeping with my man or anything like that, but it's just an accumulation of just the stuff, and the final penultimate made me think, nah, that's it. Sometimes your friends are more your family than your own family as well, which is what I found.
She took her eye off the ball. I was like, yes, Keeley.
See, competitive. I'm cool about it.
I'm cool about it.
I knew she was going to win.
No, I mean, in regards to what you were saying, all right, I'm the winner. So in regards to what you were saying about your sister, I think I don't have a blood sister. So I have like certain people that I would class as sisters, and then I have a sister-in-law. But I don't know. I think because I have a big family and so much as there's been arguments and disagreements, but I was definitely brought up with that. If you haven't got anything, you've got your family. Yeah. So for me, even if a member of my family betrayed me, I think I would. I mean, I've had debates with. I've got a cousin I'm really, really close to, who I would class as a sister, and me and her have had arguments, numerous arguments, and we'll cool off for a bit. But as for never speaking to her again, I couldn't do it because at the end of the day, I wanted to know that. Well, she's younger than me, but I would always want her to know that even if you've run me down or I've run you down, I would want her to know that she could always come to me.
So I think I am expressive with my pain. Kelly is not expressive with her pain.
Oh my God, someone said that to me the other day.
So it wasn't until, even though she told me things about Gilbert, her children's dad, it wasn't until one day a memory came up on Facebook and it had his name, and I clicked on his name and I went through and looked at his page and his photos, and I was in tears because it was real. I could then see that there was this person that existed that Kelly loved, and now he's passed away.
I think there's pain in it. I think you're right. You definitely are a bit more vocal.
Yeah. And I have a curiosity about one of your pains, which is your dad. Because you just
God,
go
you're gonna
on.
do this on Sisterhood.
We're not going to speak about it, but you just go on like he just doesn't exist.
Well, I think for me, no, you know what? I don't even mind if you put it on there. Yeah, but I think for me,
you've never even told me what you think about it or nothing.
well, I
He's just
think
never
growing
there.
up,
I don't know nothing about him.
People growing up in the 80s may be able to relate to this. So growing up, I was brought up that my mum was my mum and my dad. That's how I was brought up. My dad didn't take the time out, so no, I don't. I mean, I speak to him now. I didn't see him for years and years and years. I speak to him now, but even when I speak to him, but even if I speak to him and I call him dad, I don't, for me, it's kind of, it's just a title and a name. He wasn't really my dad. My dad passed away. So that's kind of the Mao that was in, so my little brother's dad, he was my dad growing up. So yeah, I think, but you're right. Yeah, maybe I'm not as expressive.
Well, I didn't know that. I didn't know that you speak to your dad. Because whenever I've mentioned it, you've
too
just...
much, Keeley.
Yeah, maybe
you're not letting me talk.
Maybe it was talking about me. Maybe it was me time.
How would you define sisterhood, and what does sisterhood mean to you?
I would define sisterhood as unity amongst women and empowerment. I would define it as unity and empowerment. And an essential, I think women need each other. They need each other.
And what does sisterhood mean to you?
Sisterhood. Well, because I do come from a small family, sisterhood means a lot to me. I take it personally if I can't resolve something with one of my friends that I regard as a sister. And in my age, as I've got older, I've gone from having loads and loads and loads of friends to just a small handful of friends, and I value them each really a lot.
Yeah, I think I'd define sisterhood in the same way as you. I think it's kind of having that person that you know, even if you're not with them all the time, there's that person that you know will always be there. That for me, I think is sisterhood. One thing you have said to each other you regret. All right, I'll go first.
What? It's just that quick?
No, I'll go first because I flicked at it first.
Okay.
And I thought, when Keeley mentions the text that I send, now I know that I can be quite sharp sometimes.
You have a tone.
Yeah, so I do apologise for that.
You can hear it, even though you're reading it, you can hear it.
I do apologise for that. And a lot of the time, as Keeley will know, is that I might send one of those messages that has a tone, and then after I'll be like, oh, how are you, chick? How's your day? Yeah. And that's kind of my way of lightening it and being a bit like, so I've reflected and thought, oh, you know what, there was a bit of a tone in that. So I'd say, even though it's something that I continually do, I continually regret it.
So we're working with it.
When was the last time you told her you love her? Oh, I always say I love you in a text. Do I?
Yeah, sometimes, yeah.
But is that just a general...
No,
I do. It's meaningful.
Yeah. Because I know when I'm not putting it in a text. When I don't put it in a text, I notice it.
Oh yeah, I notice
when I'm having that text to you.
Yeah.
And it's
you don't
not
add
about
a kiss
that.
And stuff.
Yeah, it's not about that. There's no love in that text.
Yeah. Like, yes, I will meet you for the meeting tomorrow. Full stop. Yeah.
It's about your priorities. Do you want to go family support or do you want to do this video?
Yeah, but we work it out and then I'm like, yeah, Key, no, definitely, we can change the date. Love you.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. And you know what I love about our relationship? Sometimes we don't see each other for a week. And then when we see each other, I'm like, oh, I missed her.
I went for a phase, didn't I?
Yeah.
I was messaging Keen, I'd be like, oh, I haven't seen you for 2 days. Like, you're missing me. Yeah. So, I'm all sweaty.
Oh, well done.
Mind my neck. So this is our Parents' Voice booklet. Yeah, toolkit. We also have the app, so we are also available on Android, Facebook, and Twitter. Yeah. So yeah, and basically you can get hold of us like that. I mean, the Android is only available, the app's only available on Android phone for now. So watch this space. We couldn't afford to get it on Apple.
Parents, you've got a responsibility to know what's going on in your children's lives. So get a toolkit or get an app.
Too often, you know, the signs are already in your house, but you haven't identified them. And we totally understand what it's like to be busy parents because we're busy parents, you know, but it's about identifying what is in your child's room, because that is exactly where it lies. You know, a lot of parents talk about privacy and stuff like that. You know, we believe, you know, children should have a certain amount of privacy. However, they don't pay the bills, and until they get their own flat, well, you know, there is no privacy. So in regards to My Sister's Pain, Emeka Egbonu's new book. So I have luckily I've read Consequences, which was the first book, Ambitions of the Deprived. I read that book and I was in bits. And as soon as I read it, the first thing I thought was, right, when's he going to do another book? So yeah, definitely watch this space for My Sister's Pain coming out in January 2017.